All right, so we are continuing today, Meretz Hashem, in Siman Beis, and we are picking up in Sif Vav. So the Kitzur says as follows: Tov lahakbid b'netilas yadayim. When it comes to netilas yadayim of the morning, remember again that is our topic. It is best to be makbid b'kli or b'mayim or b'koach gavra. One should be makbid. In other words, one should be meticulous with the halachos concerning the use of a utensil. We referenced some of these items in the past. The use of a utensil, the requisite amount of water was actually just today's daf that we learned about this, or a vias of water for netilas yadayim and koach gavra. Koach gavra, and again, we'll discuss all of these concepts. Koach gavra, Bose, means that there are two ways that ultimately, again, one could wash their hands. Imagine for a moment you stick your hand under a waterfall. Right? So remember, again, you're washing your hands, but that water is not coming through your koach. Koach gavra means that the water is coming about because you are going ahead and pouring it. So therefore, again, it is best. Therefore, what the kids are saying is, one should be makbid on the use of a utensil, use a kli, like we spoke about before, the ma'im, requisite amount of water, which we'll discuss in greater depth, and koach gavra. The water should come as a result of you pouring it and not simply inserting your hands under an already existing stream of water. And again, this is very similar to the halachos of washing before a meal, which in Meretz Hashem we will get to. But let's say you have a situation where let's say you can satisfy these criteria. So let's say, for example, again, you could fill in the blank, whatever it is. I don't have a kli, or I don't have the amount of water, or I have water, but it's not koach gavra. It's not being spilled from my own port, from my own strength. So what should I do? But I need to daven. Because remember, again, we're speaking over here about negelvasser, washing in the morning. You could wash your hands from anything, and any type of water. Again, we'll discuss what that means in a little greater depth. And even if it means that the water is not going to be poured from your own strength, but rather, again, the water is going to pour from a different source, which we'll discuss in just a moment as well. And halacha l'maisa, you could go ahead and wash al netilas yadayim. So just to give you a very simple example of this, just let's say you don't have a kli. Let's say you have a kli. So for example, let's say when you turn on the faucet and the water's running, technically speaking, you could move your hands underneath that water 3 times or 4 times on each hand, and that counts as netilas yadayim. What are you missing? You're missing kli. You're missing utensil. Although I'll just tell you, interestingly enough, the poskim bring down that if you're using a faucet and you don't have a kli, well, the best thing to do is actually turn the faucet on and off before each pour. That way, again, when the pour comes out, it is koach gavra. It is coming from your own strength. But again, whatever the situation is, if the water is just coming out, so you could put your hands in there successively, right, left, and one can make a bracha on that. Right, good. Now here's a very interesting case. What if you have a body of water? Let's say you have a river in front of you, but you don't have a kli, you don't have a utensil. So he writes, Tov yoser sheyit bo yadav shalosh pamim o afilu b'sheleg. If there's a river or there's snow, what you can do is you could immerse your hands 3 times. Right? So 1, 2, 3, or 4 according to the Mishnah Berurah, immerse your hands 3 times. Now, both saying, here's what's interesting. What bracha do you, and by the way, this is snow, this is water, what bracha do you make on this? Now, the truth is, the case doesn't say, but I'll tell you this. The Mishnah Berurah says, on that you make the bracha al tevilas yadayim. Very interesting, because netila, we think netila means washing. The truth is in Aramaic. The Gemara explains netila is from the Lashon also of natla. Natla, nun, tes, lamid, alif, means a utensil in Aramaic. So the bracha itself makes reference to the fact that ideally I'm going to be using a utensil. So obviously if you don't have a utensil, you're not going to say al netilas yadayim. Instead, you're going to say al tevilas yadayim, on the immersion of hands. Now, what happens if avalim eno mayim klal? So let's say the following situation. You wake up in the morning, and for whatever the reason, you don't have any access to water at all. No water. So what do you do in a situation like that? So you should wipe your hands against some hard surface, wood or a rock or something. V'yivarich al nikios yadayim. And you make the bracha ultimately again on the cleanliness of hands. Now, both say, it's interesting. That's not washing at all. So what does that help with? Listen to this. V'dailo litfila. That type of hand cleaning, so to speak, works for davening. We'll say, what won't it work for? We know this. What doesn't it work for? ruach ra, removal of the spirit of impurity, and therefore l'chishi yizdami lo achar kach mayim the kelim haruim. Therefore, later on, when you find water and you find the utensil, you should wash again. Yitol yodav karei al odapam, wash again to remove the ruach ra. Avalo yivarich od, but do not go ahead and make a bracha. So I'll say, so essentially, if you think about it, we have three categories. Category one, which is our classic category of al netilas yadayim, I'm washing with the utensil, I'm using the requisite amount of water, and the water is being poured on my hands with koach gavra, meaning again, with my own strength. You do that four times on each hand, and that's the bracha of al netilas yadayim. Construct two, I don't have a kli, but I have a body of water in front of me. So what am I going to do? I'm going to immerse my hands 3 times into the body of water. Over that, I say the bracha of al tevilas yadayim. Category 3 is where I don't have water at all. So what do you do if you don't have water? So again, Kitzur says, wipe your hands on some type of hard surface, and what that does is, that allows you to daven. That will allow you for tefillah. What doesn't it do? It doesn't remove ruach ra. And I will say in that, ultimately, for category number 3, you'll make the bracha of al nikios yadayim, on the cleanliness of hands. That allows you to go ahead and daven. What it doesn't do is remove ruach ra. That way, therefore, at some point in time in the future, when you do have access to water, one should wash again, but ultimately without a bracha. All right, Jabal say, there was a meaty halacha. Good shkayach, everyone. We'll stop over here for today. Again, it's wonderful to be back with everyone on Zoom, and have a great day, Chabra.
Have a good day.
Thank you. Have a great day, Rabbi.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you.